Hi, this is my first YouTube video and we're going to do a simple makeup look today. I'm going to start off by going in with the Smashbox Oil and Shine Control Primer. It's really good for mattifying the face and blurring pores. You can find this at Ulta. Next I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim in the shade Deep Brown. I actually bought this quite a while back, but there's still a ton in here, so. It's got a really good fine tip, I think. Yeah, it's 1.5 millimeters, so it's good for precise application. With my brows, I don't like to do a whole lot. I just kind of go in the areas that need some touch up, but then I kind of leave it alone. For this being my first video, it's a little awkward, but hopefully you guys can understand. Take the spoolie and run through those. When I go through the brows with my spoolie, I kind of try to stay away from the arch so that way it stays good and defined and doesn't get too flared out. We're going to start going in by foundation now, and I think today I'm going to go with the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation in the shade F1. I got this a long time ago, but it's still a really good foundation. I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel for quite a long time now, but I feel like I never really had the motivation to do it, and I kind of always freaked myself out, but I think I finally came to the conclusion that every person starts off that way. I've been doing makeup since I think about like 2013, and I have an Instagram that I can link below once I'm done with the video. I'm gonna go with my beauty blender and blend that out. As you can tell, it blends out really nicely, and it's a pretty good shade match. I need to take it down the neck, too. I feel like Makeup Revolution's done a pretty good job of keeping up with their launches and having good shade ranges. Some of my other favorite foundations are that one, the CoverGirl Outlast Active, which I hope they didn't discontinue this, because the last time I bought it, it was on sale for pretty cheap, so that was a little concerning. I like the Milani Conceal and Perfect. That's another good one. I also have the Catrice, what is it? I think it's the Liquid HD. Yeah, the liquid coverage. It's a good one too. It's in like a liquid form, so it's like in a dropper. You gotta be careful with it. When I first used it, it kind of wanted to go everywhere, but once you get used to it, it's not too bad. The thing that's nice about this foundation is that you can put it on and like do other stuff while you want it to dry or whatever if you're doing something else during it. There's nothing I don't like more than foundations that are very fast drying. There was one that I had that was really fast drying, but the concealer that I have that I need to throw away that I'm really sick of is the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer. It's like you put it on and it like doesn't even give you time to like blend it out. Once I'll do one eye, I come over here and it's already trying to dry around the edges, which is really annoying. And then it leaves that weird patchiness around the edge there. The Huda Beauty powder in the shade Pound Cake. And I also used the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Beige. So now I'm going to move on to eyes. And today I'm going to use the Too Faced Enchanted Forest palette, which I bought a couple weeks ago. I've been really happy with it so far, and I found it at Ulta for half off. It was originally $44 and I got it for $22. It's got a lot of good holiday colors. And it has the bronzer, a blush, and 2 highlighters. So I'm going to go in with this today. I was mad last week because I dropped the palette. And you can see on the Silent Night shade there's like a little divot in it because it hit one of my boxes that was near my makeup station. So that was pretty aggravating. I think since we're doing a natural look, I'm going to start off with the Let's Kringle shade, which is this good neutral cream color. I'm going to put that all over the lid to kind of give it as a starting base. At the moment, I'm on holiday break for Christmas from college. I go back near the end of the month. So some of you might be thinking that this is a bad time to start this, but I got this ring light for Christmas from my parents, so I wanted to utilize it. Alright. I got that shade down. I'm going to go in with the Morphe 441 brush. I'm going to take some of... I'm going to go in with some of the shade Rap Star, which is kind of this peachy neutral shade. And this is going to act as kind of the transition shade, kind of the crease, kind of in between. That's one thing I've noticed lately is I have a hard time figuring out if I want a shade to be a transition shade or a crease shade, and sometimes it kind of just ends up in the crease and we kind of deal with it. This palette's been really good about its good blendability and not being patchy, which this is actually my first time owning a high-end palette because I typically don't buy high-end. I kind of stick with drugstore. Put that through the crease in the transition area. If I notice that I accidentally put a shade that was going to be in the transition area into the crease, I'll go back in with a deeper shade later to kind of deepen that area so it gives us that depth. I hope that everyone had a good Christmas. And with the year that we just had and it being very awkward and not like normal, I think it was a happy time that you could focus on the holidays, but it was also kind of tough knowing that not a lot of people can meet up with their families and they couldn't travel wherever they needed to. Fortunately, I was able to come home and we didn't really do any big gatherings. Like 50 plus people, like that didn't happen. So we just kind of kept it our immediate family and ones that were close to us here locally. So I hope everyone else was able to make the best out of it, and I hope that 2021 can be a little bit nicer. because a lot of things happened to me last year and I wouldn't want to go through that again. Let's turn into a therapy session. Now I'm going to go in, I think I'm going to go in with this ColourPop brush. It didn't really have a name, but it's one of their blending brushes that's kind of the dome shape. I'm going to take that, and I'm going to take, I think I'm going to go in with Christmas Cookie, which is the top brown shade up here. And take that through the crease. Tap off the excess. It actually snowed here yesterday, which I don't even know the last time we got snow. We really don't get snow much here. That shade looks really nice with that one. I live in the Midwest, so snow's kind of a common thing around here. For some reason in my state, snow seems to like avoid us. We'll get like the freezing cold temperatures and like ice storms rather than snow, which I'd rather deal with snow than ice storms, because ice storms are never fun. They make everything more difficult than they need to be. Before I started filming this video, I was watching Yellowstone, trying to catch up on that. That's become one of my favorite shows here in the last year, really. My roommate and I started watching it because she had seen all the episodes, but I hadn't started it, so I decided to start it, and I really like it. Some of the shows that I'm waiting to come back are This Is Us, which I think that comes back this Tuesday. The Good Doctor. The Walking Dead, which that's going to be its final season coming up here soon, and I've been watching it since I would say about season 4 to season 5. I kind of didn't get into it till the end of season 4 whenever they all got separated, but it was kind of sad to see it go, but I think it kind of reached its end. There was nowhere else where like the story could go. I'm going to go in with a little bit of cinnamon spice, not too much because it's kind of orangey and I don't want it to overtake the outer V there. I kind of deepen that area a little bit with, it's kind of like a burnt orange. I hope that once I get the hang of filming and not being super awkward in front of the camera, that I can get a little bit more comfortable and kind of create an environment that I'm used to. For the lid, I think I'm going to go in with, I might go in with the shade, I don't know, the Ginger Snap's kind of nice, which is this shade up here. I think I'm going to go in with Ginger Snap. It's a good, it's not like a super burnt orange, but it's kind of coppery at the same time. I think I'll also go in with a little bit of the shade. I'll take you back through what we did. I went in with Ginger Snap. Went in with a little bit of that bauble color. I think that's how you pronounce that. Went in more with cinnamon spice, and then went in with Lit Up on the brow bone. And then I went in with the Essence eyeliner. Where did I put it? Nope, that's not it. There it is. The Essence Super Precise eyeliner. I went with that on both eyes. So now we're ready for mascara, and today I'm going to use the new Maybelline Sky High mascara that's been all over TikTok, and now it's like sold out everywhere. I'm going to go in with that with my lash curler. I was kind of surprised to find this mascara, honestly, because everywhere I went, for the most part, it doesn't even exist. Like, there's not even a display, but I found it at Walmart, luckily. Now I can't find my mirror. Oh, there it is. Right next to me. So I'm going to go ahead and curl. The people I've seen post about this mascara and like their transformations has honestly been kind of impressive. That's kind of after 1 or 2 coats. I would kind of call that too. It really elevates the length of your lashes and gives it a good volumized look. This is probably really good for people who have finer lashes or just don't have any curl naturally. I'm happy that I have pretty good lashes. I feel like other people have it worse, so I shouldn't really complain about it. I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye. On this mascara, it kind of has a similar brush to the Benefit Bow Gang mascara. Is that what it is? Oh. The Bad Gal Bang. I can't talk today. It has that kind of tapered kind of edge at the end there. And it's nice because it doesn't get super clumpy and it separates the lashes well. Alright, I'm going to go in with that on the lower lashes too. I think I'm going to skip out on the false lashes today because it'll probably take me too long. For a long time, I didn't really want to invest in false lashes because I thought they were too difficult. Luckily, I was able to kind of get the hang of it, but there are times where I get super frustrated and just want to rip them off my eyes. And I always had the problem with the inner corner like popping off. And even if I put a ton of glue there, it'll still somehow find a way to not fit there, which is annoying. I feel like everyone does that face when they're doing mascara, but I feel like I'm able to kind of keep my face a little straight while doing it. I really love how it looks on the lower lashes, maybe even more than the top. It really makes it like a full effect. Alright, now that we're done with that, I'm going to go in and start doing the bronzer and the blush and all that. I'm going to actually... I don't know if I should use the bronzer that was in that Too Faced palette or the Hula Benefit. I'm trying to put words together now. I think I'm going to do the Hula Benefit. The only complaint I really have about the face products in the Too Faced palette is I feel like the bronzer is like really orange and like super pigmented. And sometimes it's a bit more than I would like it to be. When I first used it, I put it on the side of my cheek and I was like, oh my god, like that's a lot. So I was like, maybe we need to tone it down just a bit. And at least with the Hula Benefit bronzer, it doesn't like punch you in the face with color. And it kind of allows you to like develop it over time instead of just being spot on. That's kind of how I like about blush. With blush, I don't like it to be like a smack in the face of color. Because if it's not like super pigmented, you can build it up. Which I'd rather do that than having to like tone it down. And take that and go through on the cheeks. I'm not a big, like, drastic contour person, if you want to call it that. I don't know. I feel like, and I don't have defined cheekbones. Like, I have a pretty square face. But I feel like every time I've tried to do, like, the cream contour, or, like, the powder contour, I have a shade that's, like, specifically for that. It just doesn't turn out right, and I feel like it doesn't balance my face. It kind of makes it look a little wonky, because when you're looking, like, straight at the camera. Whenever I was filming earlier, I realized that part of the video where I was doing, like, the contour and the blush and the highlight didn't get recorded for some reason. So I can't really go back and, like, refilm that, and I don't really want to, because I really want to get this video up. So I'll just go through what I used. For the bronzer, I used the Hula Benefit bronzer on the edges here. on the cheekbones. For the blush, I did the Pink Christmas shade, which is this one. And for highlight, I used the Light Up color. For lips, I did the Stripped lipstick from Anastasia and the Reef lip gloss, which you'll see at the end. So I just wanted to clarify on that, and hopefully it doesn't happen in the future. The camera decided to screw up again, so I'm going to go over this really quickly. I went in with the Anastasia liquid lip in the shade Stripped, and I went in with the shade Reef in the lifter gloss over top. If you guys have the opportunity, please like this video, so comment, subscribe, anything to help my channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.